Welcome to the Dangerous Men Show. So excited that you're here for this live on Tuesday. New seasons, new reasons. Don't miss the shift that God has for you in your life. I'm telling you what, God is doing some things in people's lives. I'm fielding calls all over the place. So many people, like, they know they're moving in to a brand new season. They can feel it, they can taste it, they can sense it. But a lot of leaders, like, they can't quite put their hand on it, but they just know that I can't keep doing what I've been doing. I've got to make a change. I've got to pivot. I've got to do something that's new and fresh. And let me tell you something, you're not missing it. You're right on target. Because you see, we are in a season of new seasons, and new seasons, I like what my friend said, it brings new reasons. There's a new reason. Like, there's a reason for summer, there's a reason for fall, there's a reason for winter, there's a reason for spring. Each one of those seasons of our lives, they each have their own particular reasons. And so for you in your life, there's a new reason for this new season that God has for you. And when one season ends, there's a new reason for the brand new season that God has for you. It's kind of like for me in my life. I remember when I first gave my heart to Christ, I was working in the marketplace as a salesperson, and God called me into the ministry. And so I was in the midst of a new season of my life. And that new season demanded me to go to Bible school because I felt this call of God on my life to speak, to teach, to preach. And so I didn't stop my sales job that I had, but now I had a new reason to make a shift, to make a pivot in my life. So for that new season, I had to go get educated. And I took 2 years to go down and full time. I would work full time, studying, reading, learning, growing, and doing what I needed to do for my schooling. And then I was working full time. Fortunately, I had a sales job that really helped me be able to kind of do more schooling than I did work. And because I was really good at that industry, I was able to get better results than most people did working part time than a lot of people were working full time. So I was fortunate in that. But there was a reason for that new season, and I had to get educated. I had to get ready because then there was going to be additional new seasons of my life. And God is always about making things new in our lives. And a lot of times, as human beings, we don't understand this. And a lot of times, instead of being the dangerous man, instead of being the dangerous person, we become uh, people who are not risk takers. We become people who want to play the game safe. We want to be secure. And dangerous means you got to be willing to take risk. Living a dangerous life isn't, creating this safe zone where it absolutely requires no faith. It requires no transformation. It requires no change. So God is always moving us from one season to the next, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is always for growth. The reason is always for the fulfillment of divine destiny for our lives. That's the ultimate reason, right? The king has a purpose, the king has an assignment. And in different phases of our life, that assignment begins to change and adjust, because even God knows what you're ready, what I was ready for, what my assignment, my overall assignment was really big, but I wasn't ready for it at 20 some years old. I had to move through these new seasons and have new reasons as I progressed. And so once I completed the schooling season of my life, then the doors opened up for me to go help a guy. And so I started helping some local churches with their evangelism programs. New seasons. It was a new season, a new reason. In that season, it was all about helping pastors grow their churches that were stuck, that were like almost closing down, and I helped them. Then, new season, I went and took a church that had was about ready to close down, had about less than 20 little old ladies in it, and it was run down, and they're about ready to shut the thing down. And there it was a new season, right? And now there's a new reason. The new reason was, wow, now I'm going to be the pastor. Now I'm going to go, and everything I've been equipped to do because I got additional training and I got practice. Now I had to go do it myself. And we went there, revitalized that church, and brought back that church in an almost impossible situation. And then guess what? It was like God like saying, this is not this is not your final destination, son. And what I want you to do is I want you to go help other churches around the world grow. So new season, new reason. Now, oh, okay, here we go. Then I left that church, turn it over to another pastor, let him pastor it. He's still pastoring that church even today. Then I started traveling, and it was a new season, new reason. And then I started to evolve, and I went through a season where I was like an evangelist, traveling church to church. Then I went through a season where I was then looked to as more of uh, when I started to evolve into this whole dynamic of being a confidence coach. And there was a new reason for that, because God wanted me now to not just do the church, He wanted to take me into the marketplace. And so it was a new season for me. Then I had to go get learning. I remember I went and I got certified as a life coach. And so I started entering into a whole new phase of my life of, wow, I know the Bible, I know all this stuff. Now I need to learn skills for coaching, skills for consulting. And I started to learn those skills. And then I started to put them in practice, right? And God started to teach me like to be like Daniel and not go after church people, but to actually go after people who don't know God, to go after business leaders, to go after successful people, and take that skill of coaching and consulting and go help change other people's lives. And in the midst of that, I saw a lot of people give their lives to Christ. And and so I began to go into this new season where I had my one foot in the marketplace, I had one foot in the church. I was working in both arenas and doing both arenas. There was a reason for that. Why? Because of what I'm doing today. Now I'm helping people. I'm helping people not just think like a pastor of a church, but helping people realize that, wait a minute, God really wants your foot in both places. God wants you to, I think as far as the church goes, I think we got plenty of people who can quote some Bible scriptures and stand up and preach and teach from the pulpit. I think what we really are lacking is people who are really great ministers out in the marketplace, and people who are out there doing it and making a difference, taking our gifts, taking our skills out in the marketplace instead of just using our coaching skills, our consulting skills, our teaching skills, just using them on Sunday morning inside the four walls of the church. I think God's thinking way bigger than this. And this is really where I believe things are at. And I believe there's a lot of people who watch me, a lot of people who follow me. God's wanting to transition you You like stuck. You're like staying in the same old season, and God's doing something in you, and you know it. And because new seasons, there's a new reason for this and for your life. There's a bigger picture. There's a bigger thing. And because each new season that I went through, it was like it was leading me to bigger and bigger and bigger, bigger, greater impact, greater influence, even more money. And so all of that was all working together for me because I was willing to pivot, to make the changes and begin to realize there's a reason for this and I have to embrace it. And I have to pivot, I have to adjust. I was telling one preacher, I says, you're in a really tough moment because here's what I think. I think you're staying where you're at too long. You're staying where you're at too long. It was a mistake of the children of Israel. They stayed in Egypt too long. That's why they went into slavery. That's why they went into all those many years of captivity, because they wanted to camp out at a place that was just supposed to be a temporary place, a provision for them. It became a resting place. And that's the human nature. The human nature of all of us is we don't want the new. We want to stay in the old and camp out here until we think we want some mystical thing has to come and wake us up. And it's usually the thing that happens to us is this pressure. God doesn't want to use pressure all the time. God doesn't want to use pressure of lack of prosperity, of lack of finances, or crisis to happen. God doesn't want that for us. But we end up living it out ourselves because we don't pivot, we don't change. So I believe that there's a lot of people out there, like speakers, authors, apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers. God's trying to shift you into the new. And a lot of you, God's trying to do this same thing. Not all of you, but some of you trying to create a duality out of you, where you're not just thinking, my gift's only for the church, that my gift can be both. I can be a double plow in the hand of God. And some of you, if you kind of wake up to this, it's like, start discovering that the world, the marketplace thinks a whole lot different than the church. The church thinks cheap, 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 cheap. We don't want to pay very much for any of your services. Trust me, I know. The world thinks if you're not expensive, if you don't charge a lot of money, you don't have any value. You're no good. Two different mindsets. So you're over here working in this poverty mindset, where you could be over here saying, "Well, let me do this and help people, and then take the money I earn here and come and bless these people." That's my thought process. So, new seasons, new reasons, and I see that in my own life. There was a season for me for confidence. There was a season for me that I had to pivot. Then I went into leadership. There was a season for me for wealth. Now there's a season, like even now, I'm building my fourth brand with the Dangerous Movement here. So, hey, if you guys are interested, by the way, if you guys are interested right now, I have a whole program called 83K Academy, where I literally help you build your own personal brand. It's one of the fastest ways to generate wealth. Building a personal brand that is a duality. It can be, you can use it in the marketplace, you can use it in the church. And I take you through the whole process of discovering what I call your one word. My one word has been confidence. I built my whole brand off of that one word. But we got to find that one word for you, because this is not something you're just going to try like a pastor. He gets up and say, "Oh, give me a message for Sunday morning." "Oh, I got my message Sunday morning." And it's a 1 week thing. No, this is like, you're going to spend 5 to 10 years building this brand. It's not like it's just going to drop out of the sky from heaven. And so we really got to focus on it. We really got to look at it. Yes, we bring God into the picture, but you need a consultant. You need help from the outside. And we need to dig down deep in your soul and pull that purpose out of you. Pull out what is that divine purpose for this new season, the new cause. Like David said, is there not a cause? We got to pull that out of you, and then we got to identify that word and start building a brand around that word. That's what we do in 83K Academy. I teach you all the ins and outs of what I've done as a speaker, as an author, and most importantly, the two big areas where you generate more money than any of it is being a coach and a consultant. Okay. So I take you through a 6-week course with me. I walk you through it, take you by the hand. I become your coach for 6 weeks, 6 straight weeks. I become your coach. You get videos, an hour video to listen to every single day. That's it. Get up in the morning, listen to your video. I have the workbooks that go along with it. And then once a week, we meet up together. We have a discussion about what you have questions on and have some coaching around those. And then we walk through the process together, finding your one word. So you get trained in all the areas that you need training. You get all the maps. You get all the how-tos, how to build this thing, how to lay it all out. Teach you how to create a message, uh, word for word. It's laid out word for word. Exactly what you're supposed to say when you get up and speak to a crowd when opportunities come, and exactly how you create your programs. Everything's all laid out for you. A to Z, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not like these hot dogs out there trying to teach people stuff. My main gift is that of a teacher, so I know how to lay things out systematically so you understand. You can see on the website 83kacademy.com. We'll post it down below. You can see all the people. We've trained hundreds now, and so many people have gone through the training, discovered their one word, built their brand, have radio ministries, television ministries, evangelistic outreaches to being consultants in different fields, coaches in different fields. Authors of books. It's all over the top. And we got guys who are killing it. One guy, $1 million in a day. We got guys making $247,000 a month. Do the numbers on that. Okay. I mean, it's like, you're talking about generating 3 million 11 months after going through 83K Academy. It's just crazy. So that's my big thing right now. I really believe as a leader of the dangerous movement, that God is really looking for women, yes, but men. God's really wanting to raise up some dangerous men who will speak on his behalf. There's some there's some things that need to be said. God's looking for some bearers of truth. And it's only when men start speaking truth does true transformation begin to take place in people's lives. So that's my training for today. There's a new season. There's a shift going on in your lives. And what you need right now is a very clear direction. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post down below. Whenever you feel a shift, you're looking for direction. You don't want to stay in a perpetual state of just, what do I do next? What do I do next? I don't know. I pray. Oh, God, please tell me. God, please tell me. Uh, I will talk to you. I'll talk to you and help you get clear on what is your next if you need me to. So 83K Academy, you can book a 15-minute call with me. And trust me, we can get a long way in 15 minutes. And we'll have a call. I'll see where you're at. And we'll see if this is a good step, 83K, or what is the next big step for you. I'll help you. I'm here for you. All you got to do is click the link down in the comment section for 83K Academy. And then I will, you'll be able to book a call, set up that call. I'll talk with you and we'll see how I can help you. Hope you enjoyed today's Dangerous Men show. Remember this, all men are dangerous. The question is, which side of dangerous are you on? You're dangerous if you're weak. Weak men who don't stand up for nothing, who don't stand for truth. Weak men who let their nation go to hell and they don't fight for what's right. They're dangerous. Weak men are dangerous. There was weak men in Germany who let Hitler come to the surface. Or you're dangerous because you're strong. A strong man is always dangerous to the corridors of hell. That's where we want you. We want you to be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. And when you're strong, you're a threat. And not until. Be dangerous, everybody. God bless and Godspeed.